Is supported by the original jojoba company. You know how I feel, people. I think that we should be using only the highest quality products because it's soaking into our body 100 hours a week as it is into our clients as they come to our offices. I like jojoba because it doesn't go rancid. It doesn't contain triglycerides like many other products do, so it won't go bad. And this makes jojoba a really good carrier for your essential oils as well. Jojoba will not stain your 100% cotton sheets. So you can spend less money buying more linens and it's better for the environment, darn it. You can get 20% off the price of the product when you shop through our link, massagebusinessblueprint.com/jojoba.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Massage Business Blueprint podcast, where we help you attract more clients, make more money, and improve your quality of life. I'm Michael Reynolds.
I'm Allissa Haynes.
And we're your hosts. Welcome to our show today. We're glad you're here, as always. Glad to be back. You did great last week, by the way.
Oh, thanks. It was a little lonely and a little more technical, and then it was fine. Like, I managed it. I'm a competent human being, but
So you did all the buttons and stuff. So.
Buttons. I'm so glad you're back, though.
It's good to be back. So what's going on this week? I think we're going to share the what are we reading or watching or talking about this week, because we definitely want to give a shout out to our friends at 𝗧𝗪𝗏. So go for it.
Yeah. So, it's not so much of what I've been reading, but it's what I've been thinking about and have been, in fact, reading about the 𝗧𝗪𝗏𝗪's Healthcare and Intimacy Virtual Symposium. It is a live online event. Yes, I believe it will be recorded if you need to watch the bits later. Saturday, September 24th, 𝗧𝗪𝗏 will host a virtual symposium about healthcare and intimacy, which is like, great, but what does that mean? It means that we're going to talk about how healthcare providers discomfort around sex and discussing sex can lead to less than optimal care. We are going to explore the idea of intimacy as so much more than sex. We are going to open the door to the reality that powerful therapeutic relationships rely on our comfort with non-sexual intimacy. And also, we're going to soften some of the taboos around sex and body pleasure so that we can allow our patients and clients the opportunity to discuss these topics in a safe and supportive space. I think this is a really important topic, especially for massage therapists, because we are taught that the concept of sex and sex should never be discussed or enter our massage room in any way. And because our profession has been so closely tied with sex work, we've gone so far in the no sex direction that I think sometimes we can fail to serve our clients in a way that is most helpful. And even just when you consider the number of clients we have that have had some kind of surgeries, either prostate removal or hysterectomies, or people going through menopause and having change and how their body feels and reacts to touch and all of that, I think we need to get a little more comfortable talking about and get a little more educated about so that we can be better sounding boards and resource finders for our clients. That's what I have to say about that.
Cool.
We will have the link.
Yeah, the link's in the show notes there. It's a little bit long. So, but if you go to 𝗧𝗪𝗏.org, you'll just find it there, I'm sure. But yeah, the link is in the show notes. So you can find it there. So thanks for sharing.
And that's what I have to say about that.
Wonderful. All right. Well, before we move on to our next sponsor, we got a few good mornings here. I'm going to say good morning to Andrew, who's joining us on Facebook. Thanks, Andrew, for being here. And Marcy is also joining us on Facebook with a good morning. Marcy's a regular. Sakina also says good morning. So we're getting quite a few shout outs here on Facebook. And then Leslie is joining us on Facebook as well with a comment. The prickly feeling that I have about this are probably a good indicator I need to take that Saturday off and do this. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move on forward.
And it's okay if you don't take the Saturday off too, and you just register and watch recordings and stuff. But yeah, it'd be fun to do live. Yeah, dude, we've got all four of like our regulars. Andrew was like the only dude who stuck with me last week. Bless his heart. So I think, and some other people popped in. Yeah, thanks y'all for joining us. Who's our next sponsor, Michael?
Well, give a shout out to our friends at ABMP.
Yeah, let's talk about ABMP. They say they're proud to sponsor us, and we believe them. I believe them. I want to talk specifically about the Massage and Bodywork magazine today. It is an award-winning magazine, and all the ABMP members get the print edition, 6 issues a year, and the magazine is also available online to everyone at 𝗪𝗲𝗀𝗇𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 aware of this magazine because the next issue that will probably come out at the end of August, it's the September-October issue, Ruth Werner has a fantastic feature article. I was honored to collaborate with Ruth on this, and this article about how to get in touch with doctors to get more information to craft a safer and more effective massage. We provide some resources along with that. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give away too much. But I am so excited about this collaboration. And when it comes out, we'll talk a little bit more about how this came about. And I get a little like, because, Ruth is like she's probably the first educator that I ever started interacting with. I was the education director for the Massachusetts chapter AMTA, and I think she might have been the first instructor that I ever hired. Or I think my education partner did, but she was like the first person. And I just remember sitting with her at lunch during this CE event and being like, she's just like us. And it was when I started to realize that part of why massage is such an amazing profession is because our educators are often so easy to connect with and so just wise and full of information and ready and willing and excited to share that. So anyhow, get a little worked up here. Super excited about ABMP's Massage and Bodywork magazine, especially the next issue, because, my name's on it in a few places. You can learn more at massageandbodyworkdigital.com, see all the back issues, and you can also learn more about ABMP and what a wonderful organization it is at abmp.com.
Andrew popped in to say that Ruth is the pathology queen.
She is indeed, and so much more.
So much more.
And a really wonderful friend.
Yeah,
just a lovely human being and a wonderful friend.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to take a sip of water.
All right, that's a great segue into what we're talking about today.
Yeah, and, actually,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, why don't you tell us how this topic came about? Because it was your fault.
So my fault. I'll take the blame for it. So this topic was posed to us by one of our listeners. And it was a really great practical topic. And the question is there something better we can say after massage than how do you feel? And her context around this was she kind of shared, hey, I usually just kind of default to how do you feel after massage? And, clients typically say, well, I feel great. And in her mind, that was fairly easy to interact, like the fairly easy interaction, but it wasn't terribly useful because it kind of prompts the client to say, well, I feel great, and doesn't really give constructive feedback. And so she was posing the question, well, is there something we can say that's better than how do you feel that is more useful and constructive? And so we thought that'd make a great topic for the day.
It is. And it was actually kind of a hard topic because I usually say things like, how you feeling after a massage? So I crowdsourced this to our Blueprint Premium community because sometimes, I need to ask for help too. And we got some really great responses and I think some really good jumping off points. And also when we get to the end of this, I'm going to ask you to email us and tell us what you say so we can do a follow-up. So what do you say after a massage instead of how do you feel? So our friend Marcy, who's listening now, says, I recap the massage session briefly explaining why I worked on what. It gives the client time to reset without awkward conversation, which is so true. Then I give them some homework, get their payment, and book the next appointment. And our friend Alexandria said, there is probably a better answer than how do you feel? But I find that I feel great is a wonderful lead into awesome. When would you like to rebook for? I make them tell me no to rebook before I take their payment. I love that. I think that's a really good order of operations. You want to get them rebooked before they pay. I like that. Wendy says, I ask if they feel better. That is super relevant. Jen says that depending on the purpose of the session, I started asking if they're satisfied with my work or if they feel better than they did when they came in. I love that because so much of our work is intangible. That at least to be able to frame that around how you felt when you came in and you feel better, walking out is, I think, really helpful. And Jen also continues and says, I haven't had a new client in a few years, and everyone that comes to me has at least one session a month. So they're used to me asking them something about the session. Yeah, it totally becomes a pattern. So I wanted to share a little bit about what I do because it really varies. So when someone is coming to me for a specific issue, let's say someone's coming in for low back pain, I try to make sure I address and reference that specific issue when they're, when they come out for the outtake portion. So I'll say things like, how did your low back feel when you were getting dressed? Especially if someone said, my low back hurts, I'm having trouble getting my shoes on, things where, if I have to reach down, I try to reference that as specifically and, I don't know, in context as I can. Or if I worked on the shoulder, something as simple as saying, how's that shoulder feeling? And, they'll probably go like this and move their shoulder around. And sorry, I'm saying like this, realizing that you're not going to be able to see that, everybody. But you can imagine somebody's going to move their shoulder around. Or this is also really helpful if you're someone who does a little bit of assessment before the massage. Like if someone comes in and says, my neck hurts, have them do the motion or at least show you, demonstrate where their range of motion is. Because then after the massage, you can say, hey, try turning your neck to the left now. Does that feel a little bit better? Does that move a little bit further, you think? It gives a frame around your work before and after. And it doesn't need to be super specific, but it is a nice way when you're doing that kind of care to put a frame around the efficacy. At least short term. I know that, people can feel great when they walk out of their office and the next day feel crappy again. But, in a perfect world, we can isolate that particular improvement. And then it also gives you something to ask. If you make note of that, it gives you something to ask the next time they come in. So their continuity of care is a little bit better. Now, for my regulars who are on maintenance care, I'm a lot more casual. There's a less tangible element to the work I do with people with anxiety and depression. My intake questions are specific. How have you been sleeping? How have you been feeling? For people who have to take as needed meds for anxiety. I'm punching my chest because I had an anxiety thing yesterday and I had that feeling. So I was for people who have to take meds as needed for that kind of thing, or have to do something to get rid of that, anxiety attack or borderline anxiety attack, I ask very specific intake questions. How you been sleeping? How often have you had to use that rescue medication for your anxiety attack? Things like that. But when they come out of a massage, there's not as much tangible to ask about. So I keep it casual. I'm tend to use casual speech and a little bit of humor. So they come out and they're all like, oh my God, I'm so relaxed. And I'm like, you gonna make it? Doing okay? How you feeling? And that works in that context. But I'm really, it was nice to see people's answers because I am, as much as I do the how's that shoulder feeling, I think I could get a little more specific. And this, I think, is going to nudge me to do a little bit more pre-massage assessment for certain things, just to be able to frame the results a little better. So that's it. Short one today. We really want to know what you say outside of how you feeling. And I want you to email us at podcast@massagebusinessblueprint.com. I want to know what you say after a massage, or feel free to post in the comments underneath where we post this episode on the Facebook and Instagram and all the places. I think it's just Facebook and Instagram, or maybe LinkedIn, but I don't pay attention to that. So don't put your comment on LinkedIn. And yeah, let us know what you say after a massage to wrap it up.
Love it. Thank you.
That's all I
Can't wait
got.
to hear what our listeners tell us as well. All right. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say any new comments, but I looked and we don't have any new comments. So
We do not. But that's a great time to move on to our last sponsor for today, which is Happy Face.
Yay, Happy Face Face Cradle. Happy Face is the most comfy face cradle, so you can give the most relaxing massage of your client's life. Of all the words that I cannot pronounce today, that's the one. Innovative heart-shaped design means no sinus pressure, no eye pressure, no need to adjust mid-massage, no wrinkles, no smearing the makeup, no smooshing those fancy eyelashes. It is made in the USA. It is seamless. It's got an easy to clean surface. It is about the same dimensions as other massage face cradles. So your face cradle covers that you already have are going to fit just fine. The full back on it has Velcro, so it will fit on your face cradle frame and it will stay where you put it. You can get 20% off your entire purchase at massagebusinessblueprint.com/happyface. Use code MassageBB at checkout. All of that information is at massagebusinessblueprint.com/happyface.
I can vouch for Happy Face. My massage therapist uses a Happy Face cradle as well. In fact, next week I have one scheduled, and I cannot wait to lay down on the Happy Face and be
You
comfy.
go, man. Good for you.
I'm going. All right. Quick tips. You got anything today?
I don't. You do yours.
So I think I may have shared this before, but it's been long enough that I think even if I have it, I think it's good to reshare. And it's come up because I built a website or two recently for some of our members, our Blueprint Mastermind members. By the way, side note, we do build websites. So if you're a Blueprint Mastermind member and you're thinking of refreshing your website, we do that. We have a very low cost, easy, simple, comfortable kind of way to get a new website up and running quickly. And it's beautiful. And we know massage, so we can kind of fast track it and we know what we're doing. So anyway, that's what we do here also. But as I was doing this, it kind of reminded me that a lot of us have trouble kind of manipulating images, like, hey, resizing images or cropping images or, getting our photo just right. And, there's a lot of fancy software out there for, editing graphics and things. But there is this free tool called 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃. And that's spelled 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃.com. And it is free. It lets you upload images. You can do simple things like sizing, cropping, effects. So it's a really great free tool for just kind of the basic lightweight editing you might do to photos and images for things like your website or marketing or social media or whatever. I know Canva is also one of the great tools out there, but I find 𝗏𝗏𝗃 a little simpler. It's like, hey, you don't make an account or anything. You basically just like upload an image and start messing with it. So if you want something like super basic, super simple, no registration required, 𝗏𝗏𝗃 is a really great tool for that. So I wanted to share it with those who may be needing some help with editing images and such. That's 𝗏𝗏𝗃, 𝗏𝗏𝗃.com. That's my tip.
Sweet. Thank you.
Ever used 𝗏𝗏𝗃?
I have not.
Yeah. It's nice. It's simple. I like it.
I'm not against it. I just haven't.
You're not anti-𝗏𝗏𝗃?
I'm not anti anything nowadays.
Oh, all right. That's not. All right. So
all right, we're done.
We're done. We're done. Good. Short one today. Let's do this. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate being a listener. As always, you can find us on the web, massagebusinessblueprint.com. And we've mentioned this a couple times before, but if you're not a member of Blueprint Mastermind, why not? Check it out. It is on our website. You can click on the community button, or it's in the menu there. It says Blueprint Mastermind, and you can read all about it. It's 30 days free to try it out. So if you try us out for 30 days and you don't like us, you can just cancel and not pay a dime. But we think you might like us. So check it out, and we'd love to see you on the inside. So as always, thanks for joining us today. You can email us at podcast@massagebusinessblueprint.com. Have a great day. We will see you next time.
Bye.